Around the world, governments are tightening borders, increasing deportations, restricting visas, and introducing new immigration laws at a pace we haven't seen in years. From the United States and Canada to Europe and Australia, immigration policy is becoming one of the most controversial political issues of the decade. But what's really happening behind these global crackdowns? Why are so many countries suddenly changing their immigration systems? And what could these new policies mean for migrants, travelers, international students, and even global economies? Today, we break down the growing global immigration crackdown and the forces driving it. Welcome to International Migration Brief. Over the past few years, migration levels have increased dramatically worldwide. Wars, economic instability, inflation, political unrest, climate disasters, and rising inequality have pushed millions of people to leave their home countries in search of safety and opportunity. According to international migration organizations, global displacement numbers have reached historic levels. At the same time, many wealthy nations are struggling to manage rising asylum applications, border crossings, and immigration backlogs. As pressure builds, governments are responding with stricter policies. And now, many countries are entering what experts describe as a new era of immigration enforcement. We're seeing tougher visa requirements, stronger border security, faster deportation procedures, tighter asylum restrictions, expanded surveillance technology, and aggressive political messaging around immigration points. What was once mainly a humanitarian issue has now become deeply tied to national security, economics, and elections. So why is this happening now? There are several major reasons. Economic pressure. Many countries are facing housing shortages, rising inflation, healthcare strain, job market competition, and increasing public spending. Some political leaders argue that rapid migration is placing extra pressure on already struggling systems. In cities experiencing population growth, housing prices and rental costs have become major political issues. Healthcare systems and public services are also under pressure in many regions. Because of this, immigration policy has become directly connected to economic frustration felt by ordinary citizens. Political pressure. Immigration has also become one of the biggest election issues worldwide. Political parties are increasingly campaigning on promises to secure borders, reduce illegal immigration, tighten asylum systems, and prioritize national security. In many countries, public opinion on immigration has become more divided. Some voters support stricter enforcement. Others warn that overly aggressive policies could harm human rights and damage international reputation. This political divide is now shaping elections across North America and Europe. National security concerns. Governments are also focusing heavily on border security. Authorities argue that criminal smuggling networks and organized trafficking operations are becoming more sophisticated. Many countries say they are trying to stop illegal border crossings, document fraud, human trafficking, identity fraud, and international crime networks. As a result, immigration enforcement agencies are receiving larger budgets and stronger powers. The United States remains at the center of the global immigration debate. The southern border has become one of the most politically explosive issues in American politics. In recent years, record numbers of migrants have attempted to cross into the United States from Latin America and other regions. U.S. authorities have struggled with overcrowded detention facilities, asylum processing delays, border security concerns, and political battles in Washington. Some leaders argue the country needs stronger border walls, faster deportations, and stricter asylum rules. Others believe the immigration system itself is outdated and needs comprehensive reform. Meanwhile, border states continue facing pressure from large numbers of arrivals. The debate has become so intense that immigration is now one of the defining issues in presidential politics. And regardless of political party, pressure for stronger border control continues to grow. Europe is also experiencing major migration pressure. Several European countries have reported rising asylum claims and increased arrivals through Mediterranean migration routes. Governments across Europe are now introducing tougher immigration measures. Some countries are increasing deportations, tightening refugee approval systems, strengthening border patrols, and expanding detention policies. The European Union is also debating new migration agreements aimed at distributing asylum responsibilities among member states. However, immigration remains deeply controversial across Europe. Some governments argue stricter controls are necessary to maintain stability and security. Others warn that harsh policies could violate humanitarian obligations and international refugee agreements. At the same time, labor shortages across Europe are creating a contradiction. Many industries still rely heavily on migrant workers. This has created a difficult balancing act. Countries want economic migration, but often want tighter control over illegal migration. Countries traditionally known for welcoming immigrants are also changing direction. Canada has long depended on immigration for economic growth, but rising housing costs and pressure on infrastructure have triggered debate over migration levels. The government has introduced changes to temporary visas, international student rules, and population targets. United Kingdom. The UK has tightened several immigration pathways in recent years. The government has focused on reducing asylum backlogs, limiting illegal crossings, increasing deportations, and restricting certain visa categories. Immigration remains one of the biggest political issues in Britain following Brexit. Australia continues maintaining some of the strictest border enforcement systems in the world. The country has invested heavily in offshore detention policies and maritime border security. At the same time, Australia still seeks skilled workers and international students to support economic growth. Modern immigration enforcement is no longer just about fences and checkpoints. Governments are increasingly using advanced technology to monitor borders. This includes drones, facial recognition, biometric databases, AI-powered surveillance, satellite tracking, and automated immigration systems. Supporters say these tools improve security and efficiency. Critics argue they raise serious concerns about privacy, surveillance, and civil liberties. Some experts believe future borders could become highly digitized, where AI systems track migration patterns in real time. The future of immigration enforcement may look very different from today. Behind every immigration statistic is a human story. Many migrants are fleeing violence, poverty, war, political persecution, or economic collapse. Some travel thousands of miles hoping for safety or opportunity. Others risk dangerous journeys through deserts, oceans, or trafficking routes. Humanitarian organizations warn that stricter enforcement policies can sometimes push migrants into even more dangerous situations. At the same time, governments argue they must protect borders, enforce laws, and maintain public order. This tension between security and humanitarian responsibility is at the center of the global immigration debate, and there are no easy answers. Experts believe immigration will remain one of the defining global issues of the next decade. Some countries may continue tightening restrictions. Others may create selective immigration systems focused on skilled workers and economic migrants. Climate change, conflict, and economic instability may also continue driving migration in the years ahead. At the same time, governments are under increasing pressure from voters demanding stronger border control. The world is entering a new era of migration policy, and the decisions made today could shape global politics, economies, and societies for generations. What do you think? Are countries right to tighten immigration rules? Or should governments focus more on humanitarian solutions and legal migration pathways? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to International Migration Brief for more global immigration news, border policy updates, and international migration analysis. Thanks for watching.